4 dangerous morning mistakes people over 70 make, and how to avoid them. Every morning, millions of people over 70 wake up and follow the same routine, believing it's just another ordinary day. But what if I told you that some of the most common morning habits, things you've been doing for years, could actually be putting your health at risk? Not in an obvious dramatic way, but in small, silent ways that add up over time. The kind of risks that don't always give you a warning sign, until one day they do. Imagine this. You wake up feeling a little off balance, but you shake it off. You grab your morning coffee, skipping breakfast because you've done it that way for years. A little stiffness in your joints? That's just aging, right? But here's the truth. Those small decisions could be affecting your circulation, your energy levels, even your heart and brain health. And most people don't realize it until it's too late. The good news? These habits are easy to fix. A few small tweaks in the morning can mean the difference between feeling sluggish and feeling strong, between avoiding a fall and suffering a serious injury. Stay with me until the end, because these 4 mistakes are so common, yet so overlooked. You might be making at least one of them right now. 1. Rushing out of bed too quickly. There is an old saying that reminds us, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. Yet, in a world that moves quickly, we often forget that sometimes the best way to protect ourselves is to slow down. Mornings are no exception. For those over 70, the simple act of rushing out of bed can be a hidden danger, one that can turn an ordinary morning into a life-altering event. Think about it. Your body has been at rest for hours. Blood has settled in the lower part of your body, and your heart is still in a slower rhythm. When you stand too quickly, your blood pressure may drop suddenly, leading to dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting. This condition, known as orthostatic hypotension, is common among older adults. It's not just an uncomfortable feeling, it's a real risk. Falls are the leading cause of injury, deaths in seniors, and many of them happen at home, in those first few steps after waking up. Take the story of Henry, a 78-year-old retired schoolteacher. He had spent his life teaching others the importance of patience, yet he never thought about applying that lesson to his own body. One morning, as he always did, he woke up, swung his legs over the side of the bed, and stood up immediately. But this time, something was different. A sudden rush of dizziness clouded his vision, and before he knew it, he was on the floor. A fractured hip, weeks in the hospital, and a long, painful road to recovery made him realize that the habits of youth do not always serve us in old age. If only he had taken a few extra seconds. That's all it takes. 30 seconds of awareness, a small moment of mindfulness before moving. Instead of jumping out of bed, start with simple movements. Wiggle your fingers, stretch your arms, and take deep breaths. Roll onto your side before sitting up, letting your body adjust gradually. When you do sit up, keep both feet firmly on the floor and pause before standing. If needed, keep a sturdy nightstand or chair nearby for balance. It may seem like a small change, but those extra seconds could save you from an injury that takes months, even years to recover from. The wisdom of aging is learning to listen to your body, to respect its needs, and to understand that safety and strength come from patience. Now, I ask you, have you ever felt lightheaded or unsteady in the morning? Have you or someone you know experienced a fall from moving too quickly? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience may help others take their health and safety more seriously. If this message resonated with you, pass it along. Someone you know might need this reminder today. 2. Skipping water in the morning. There is an old Navajo saying, "Water is life." It carries the wisdom of the earth and the strength of the body. Yet so many of us neglect this fundamental truth, especially in the morning when our bodies need it the most. For decades, morning routines have been built around the smell of fresh coffee, the warmth of tea, and the comfort of familiar habits. But what if I told you that skipping water first thing in the morning is one of the most overlooked health mistakes people over 70 make? It's not just about thirst, it's about survival. After hours of sleep, your body is in a state of dehydration. Your blood is thicker, making circulation slower. Your kidneys, which have been filtering waste all night, are desperate for fluid to help flush out toxins. And your heart, a tireless worker, has to pump harder to move that thicker blood through your veins. This puts you at an increased risk for high blood pressure, strokes, and kidney issues, dangers that don't happen overnight but build up over time. Take the story of Martha, a 75-year-old woman who always started her day with a hot cup of coffee. It had been her routine since her 30s, a habit so ingrained she never questioned it. But over time she noticed her mornings felt sluggish, her joints ached more than usual, her mind felt foggy, and sometimes she felt lightheaded even before breakfast. It wasn't until a visit to her doctor that she learned she was experiencing chronic dehydration. The first thing he told her, start drinking water the moment you wake up. Skeptical but willing to try, Martha placed a glass of water on her nightstand each night before bed. The first morning she forced herself to drink it before reaching for coffee. Within a few weeks, something changed. Her morning fatigue lessened, her headaches became rare, her body felt lighter, her digestion smoother. She hadn't realized how much her body had been crying out for something as simple as water. Drinking water in the morning isn't just a health tip, it's a lifeline. A single glass of room-temperature water first thing in the morning jump-starts your metabolism, supports circulation, and wakes up your organs. If plain water feels too dull, a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of Himalayan salt can add a boost of minerals that balance electrolytes and aid digestion. If you're reading this now, I ask you, what's the first thing you drink in the morning? Have you noticed how your body feels when you start the day with water? Share your experience in the comments. And if you know someone who might need this reminder, pass it along. A simple sip in the morning could be the key to a longer, healthier life. 3. Drinking coffee before eating anything. For decades, coffee has been a beloved morning ritual, a comforting warmth in the hands, a familiar scent filling the air. It's more than just a drink, it's a habit. A moment of stillness before the day begins. But what if this seemingly harmless ritual is silently working against your health? What if the very thing that wakes you up is also increasing stress in your body, irritating your stomach, and making it harder for you to maintain steady energy throughout the day? When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, your body reacts in ways you may not notice at first. Your stomach, still waking up from the night's rest, is suddenly flooded with acidity. This can lead to heartburn, indigestion, and irritation of the stomach lining, especially if you've ever struggled with acid reflux or ulcers. But the effects go beyond just digestion. Your body naturally produces cortisol in the morning, a hormone meant to help you wake up and stay alert. Drinking coffee before eating can spike this hormone even further, putting stress on your system and leading to increased anxiety, shakiness, and even long-term disruptions in blood sugar levels. For seniors, these effects are magnified. Over time, repeated exposure to high cortisol levels can contribute to inflammation, making conditions like arthritis and joint pain worse. It can also interfere with how your body processes insulin, increasing the risk of diabetes or making it harder to keep your blood sugar stable. This isn't to say that coffee is the enemy. The problem isn't coffee itself, it's how and when you drink it. So instead of thinking, I can't give up my morning coffee, shift your mindset to, I can make coffee work for my body. The fix is simple yet incredibly effective. Eat something before you drink your first cup. It doesn't have to be a full meal. Even a handful of nuts, a slice of toast, or a banana can help buffer the effects of coffee on your stomach. If you've been struggling with acid reflux or jitteriness, switching to a low-acid or half-calf coffee might help reduce discomfort. And for those looking for an occasional alternative, green tea or herbal tea provides a gentler, antioxidant-rich option that supports digestion and inflammation reduction. Think of it this way. The way you fuel your body in the morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. Imagine your body as a fire. You wouldn't throw gasoline on bare wood and expect it to burn smoothly. You'd lay a foundation first, using kindling to start the flame before adding larger logs. Your morning routine should work the same way. Give your body something to stabilize first, then introduce your coffee as an enhancement, not a stressor. Take Henry, a retired teacher who had been drinking black coffee first thing in the morning for 40 years. Over time, he started noticing more frequent heartburn, occasional dizziness, and an overall feeling of unease after his first cup. His doctor recommended a simple change: eating a small breakfast before drinking coffee. Skeptical but willing to try, Henry started eating a handful of almonds and a banana before his morning coffee. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. His stomach discomfort faded, his energy felt more steady throughout the day, and surprisingly, he even felt less anxious in the mornings. The small adjustments we make in our daily routines have the power to change how we feel, how we move, and how we age. If you've been drinking coffee on an empty stomach for years, today is the perfect day to try something new. Pay attention to how you feel. Does your digestion improve? Do you feel more stable and calm? Even the simplest changes can have a profound effect on your overall well-being. What's your morning coffee habit like? Have you ever noticed feeling jittery or uneasy after your first cup? Have you ever tried changing the way you drink coffee? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Your wisdom and experiences are valuable, and your insights might help someone else in this community find a small but powerful way to improve their health. If you found this insight helpful, make sure to like and share this message so more people can learn how to make their daily habits work for them, not against them. Let's build a healthier, more mindful approach to aging, one morning at a time. 4. Ignoring morning stiffness and not stretching. There's an old Native American proverb that says, "Only when the last tree has died and the last river has been poisoned will we realize that we cannot eat money." In the same way, only when movement becomes difficult do we realize how much we once took it for granted. The ability to rise in the morning, stretch our limbs, and walk without hesitation is a gift that too many let slip away, not through age but through inaction. Every morning, Richard, a 75-year-old retired carpenter, would wake up feeling stiff. His knees ached, his back felt locked, and his fingers, once nimble enough to carve delicate designs into wood, struggled to grasp even a coffee cup. "It's just old age," he told himself. "That's what they say, isn't it? That aging means slowing down." But one morning, after an especially difficult time getting out of bed, Richard remembered something his grandfather had once told him. The body is like a well-used tool. If you stop using it, it rusts. That day, Richard made a decision. He wasn't going to let his body rust. Instead of rolling out of bed immediately, he started small. While still lying down, he wiggled his toes, flexed his ankles, and stretched his arms above his head. He took deep breaths, allowing oxygen to fill his lungs and fuel his muscles. Then, he sat up, planted both feet on the ground, and gently rolled his shoulders before standing. It took less than 2 minutes, but for the first time in years, he didn't feel like his joints were betraying him. Encouraged, he began stretching every morning, lifting his arms, touching his toes, rolling his hips, and standing tall. Within a few weeks, something incredible happened. He no longer feared movement. His morning stiffness faded, his steps became surer, and his energy returned in ways he never expected. Science confirms what Richard's grandfather instinctively knew: movement is the key to longevity. As we age, our body produces less synovial fluid, the natural lubricant that keeps joints flexible. Without movement, this fluid thickens, leading to stiffness and pain. A lack of stretching reduces circulation, slowing the flow of oxygen and nutrients that keep muscles strong. Over time, simple tasks, standing up, bending down, taking a step, become challenges, and when movement becomes a struggle, independence follows. The good news? This decline is not inevitable. Just 2 minutes of stretching every morning can restore mobility, reduce pain, and prevent falls, the #1 cause of serious injury in seniors. You don't have to do elaborate exercises. Start small. While lying in bed, rotate your ankles, gently stretch your arms, and take deep breaths. Before standing, sit upright and roll your shoulders to loosen your back. Once on your feet, stretch for 1 or 2 minutes. Touch your toes, lift your arms, and slowly twist your torso. Not only will your body feel lighter, but your mind will also feel sharper. Oxygen-rich blood fuels both movement and cognition. Movement is life. Stiffness is not a sign of aging, it is a sign that your body is asking for attention. Are you listening? This morning, before you take your first step, give yourself the gift of motion. Stretch, breathe, and reclaim the ease of movement that time has tried to take away. Have you ever noticed how stretching changes the way you feel throughout the day? Try it tomorrow, and share your experience in the comments. Let's keep moving together. The way you start your morning isn't just a routine, it's a statement to your body and mind about how you want to feel for the rest of the day. Small habits, done consistently, can be the difference between waking up feeling sluggish or stepping into your day with strength and clarity. Whether it's taking a few extra moments before getting out of bed, drinking water before anything else, fueling your body before coffee, or stretching to keep your joints mobile, these choices add up over time. Aging isn't about slowing down, It's about learning how to take care of yourself in ways that matter most. You have more control over your health and well-being than you might realize. And it starts with the smallest of actions. So, take a moment to think, which one of these habits will you start tomorrow? Which of these have you been doing right all along? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences might just help someone else on their journey to better health. And if this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue bringing you insights that make a difference. Here's to stronger mornings, healthier days, and a future filled with vitality. Stay well, and we'll see you in the next video.